welcome back to Rue's Life and November's Ponderings from the Polytunnel. So overall, life is really good at the moment. I'm really settled and happy, and more importantly, healthy. I'm now a month into my new job and I absolutely love it. So those of you that follow me will know that for pretty much half of my life I've been a registered veterinary nurse, and I specialised in emergency and critical care and worked in a very, very fast-paced, intense environment, working permanent night shifts with a few weekend days and bank holiday days thrown into the mix. And I recently took the enormous decision to stop doing that for various reasons and to start a whole new career. So I'm now working as a support worker for adults with mental, physical or learning disabilities, and it is just so rewarding. Obviously there's a huge amount to learn and there's lots of training, and I'm very much, as I say, a month into the job, so it's all still very, very new, but I had a lot of transferable skills, and as I say, it's just, I can see, you know, going forward it's going to be amazing, and I'm already loving it. The staff are fantastic. I've really been welcomed in. It's a really friendly environment. It's a very relaxed environment. There will be times, and there have been times, where, you know, things can get I'm not going to use the word stressed, but more difficult, but the support is there and the structure is there, and obviously the training will be provided for me. But some of the activities I've already supported, some of the lovely, I mean genuinely lovely residents that we have been, I took one of the ladies bowling, we play a lot of cards. I took one of the ladies to a garden centre to meet up with one of her relatives, to have a cup of coffee and a look round. Obviously there's the day-to-day, you know, just normal day-to-day support, so, you know, washing, dressing, cooking, cleaning, all that kind of thing. But it's just lovely, and already I am loving it, and 100% I know it's been the right decision. So here in the polytunnel and on the plot, I've still got lots growing. So outside I've got my onions in, and they're starting to look really good, my overwintering onions. It has stayed relatively mild, although the temperatures are starting to drop now, and we've had a couple of frosts. So I have got my geraniums in. You might be able to see some of them in the baskets behind me. So I've brought all those hanging baskets with the geraniums, and also the tub that was in the window box on the shed. They're all here in the polytunnel now. I have historically, I used to have a greenhouse and I would overwinter them in there. The last couple of years since we've been here, I've actually had them in the house, but this year I'm going to keep them in the polytunnel, but I will fleece them when the weather really, you know, the temperatures really start to drop. But I'm glad I got those in before we had some frosts. They've only been light frosts, but you know, it's coming, isn't it? I've recently harvested the last of my squash. Really, really pleased with those, and they're curing upstairs in baskets and boxes in the spare room. I've still got lots of the curly kale. I've got purple sprouting broccoli and sprouts still doing really, really well outside. And then in here, in the long bed to my left that you can't see, I sowed some carrots, turnip, chard and spinach, and I've got some germination on the turnip and also the chard, and I'm just keeping them, you know, keeping the soil not too wet, not too dry, and waiting for a little bit of germination on the others. And I'm slowly just doing a little bit of clearing, a little bit of tidying all around polytunnel and plot, just kind of tidying up and putting some of the beds to bed over winter, but I will still be growing. I had a fabulous visit from the wonderful Jane Kelly from Jane's Allotment. Those of you that don't know her, I'll leave a link to her channel below, so do go and check her out. Jane is one of the YouTubers that I've been following for a long, long time, and she's so inspirational. I love her channel, very relaxed, very knowledgeable, and yeah, she has a fantastic plot and a fabulous channel. And I was really excited to welcome her here to the farm and we had a lovely afternoon. We had a good old chit chat and a catch up. I really enjoyed showing her around the farm. I baked a cake and we also sat and chatted and drank tea, and it was just wonderful. Lots of laughter, and it was a fabulous afternoon. So Jane, if you are watching, thank you so much. It was wonderful and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Apologies, I think every time I do Ponderings from the Polytunnel, there's either an aeroplane or a helicopter overhead. We've got another aeroplane swooping around above us, so apologies if you can hear that noise. On to books that I've been reading. So in October's Ponderings, I was reading The Last Charm by Ella Albright, and it was just lovely. I really enjoyed it. I can recommend it if you just fancy a real kind of feel-good book. It's got depth and it's quite thought-provoking, but a nice easy read. A little bit predictable, but really nice. A couple of twists and turns, a few things I wasn't expecting, but yeah, really nice. A nice story, a nice read. I've just finished reading a book called Blood Orange. I can't for the life of me think who the author was. Can't remember. I'll pop it up when I do the editing. It's a crime thriller, absolutely brilliant. Loved it, a real page turner, and I read it pretty quickly. So the main character, she's married with a little girl. She is a criminal barrister. She drinks a little bit too much. Life's kind of getting a bit out of control. Very interesting. She is representing a lady. I won't give too much away in case you want to read it, but the lady that she is representing, so sort of the main case. There are lots of other sort of cases that come up in the book, but this is the kind of focal point throughout the book. Yeah, really interesting. I won't give too much away, but the parallels between the two lives, very interesting. Highly recommend it. Lots of twists and turns. Yeah, a real page turner. As I say, when I edit, I will pop around about now the author. And I've literally just picked up a book called The Man Who Didn't Call by Rosie Walsh, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. Haven't started it yet. I've got it ready to roll, and I'm probably going to start reading that over the weekend. So it's Saturday today. It'll be Sunday by the time you watch this video. It'll go out in the morning, so I'll probably have read a couple of chapters by the time you are watching this. So I'll let you know in December's Ponderings how I got on with that one and any other books that I may have read. So what have I been watching? So I don't know how we've managed to miss it, because I mentioned it at work and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's been out for a while, and we're on to season 3. So I've started to watch You on Netflix. It's a series. As I say, I don't know how I've managed to miss it. It's brilliant. Any of you that have watched it already, let me know what you thought of it. It's very dark and a little bit twisted, but yeah, real good watch. So we're just watching season 1 at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. I watched a film recently. I think it was called A Head Full of Honey. That was on Netflix, and oh my goodness, a real feel-good film. Highly recommend it. Very good. Essentially, again, without spoiling it in case you want to watch it, about granddaughter and granddad, and he's starting to suffer with dementia, and it's just a beautiful tale about the family, you know, a little bit in denial, how things start to crumble, and the how it progresses, really. It's a lovely film. Really enjoyed it. And then I also mentioned that we'd been to the theatre, but we had theatre tickets booked in the last Ponderings. So we went to see Alan Ayckbourn's Absurd Person Singular. Again, highly recommend it. I hadn't realised, actually, we'd seen it come up and I didn't realise. It was originally produced and shown in 1972, and it's based around 3 families: the Hopcrofts, the Brewster Wrights, and the Jacksons. So 3 couples, and it's Christmas Eve, and the stage, it's in 3 parts, and each part is Christmas Eve at each of the couples' homes, and it's based around the sort of festive activities. But it's really clever, hysterically funny. I laughed so much that I cried. It's a dark comedy, and again, as I'd mentioned with the last play that we went to see, although this was written, produced and set in the 70s, there's so much that's relevant to today. and it's basically revolving around the kind of highs and lows, and watching the rise and fall of each family or each couple, their relationships with each other, but also the dynamics within the friendships, and their work, and yeah, the kind of rise and fall. Very, very interesting. Again, if you get the opportunity to see that one, highly, highly recommend it. So that's Absurd Person Singular by Alan Ayckbourn. Brilliant. And as I say, laughed till the tears ran down. Fabulous. So that's pretty much all for today's ponderings. I really am loving life at the moment. I feel I've restored that work-life balance. I've been baking and cooking. I've been taking the girls out for lovely walks. We've been down the canal. We've been to the Mere. We've been to Erddig, which is a local National Trust estate. I've been riding. It's just been great spending time with Chris and just enjoying life again. And I hadn't realised how much, although I kept mentioning that I felt I was losing that balance of work life, I hadn't realised just how much that was affecting me. So it's really, really great, despite the fact that work at the moment is pretty full on, and I'm doing all this learning, and it's all new. I'm still coming home, I'm still getting plenty of time and feeling restored and refreshed and recharged and grounded. So I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you. I've had quite a lot of new subscribers recently, and I suspect a lot of you have come over from Jane's channel, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I usually try and pop 2 videos out a week on Wednesdays and Sundays, sometimes 1, but generally there's 2 videos go out a week, and occasionally, if you're lucky, there might be an extra one chucked in there as well. So I'm going to finish my cup of coffee and just enjoy some peace and tranquility here in the Polytunnel. I hope you're all well. Do let me know in the comments below, or if you want to hop over onto my Facebook page, and again I'll leave a link in the description below. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon.